The day is a finite resource. Victory is decided in the first 60 seconds. Sovereignty begins with silence. Reclaim your mind before the world demands its attention. The body must be an instrument. Never let a single day compromise peak readiness. Purity in your inputs ensures purity in your output. Optimize every molecule. Your chemistry must be calibrated. Performance demands a flawless internal environment.
Eliminate the cognitive load of choice. Uniform removes all emotional distraction.
The pursuit of perfection is non-negotiable. Every detail must confirm your authority. Time is your most critical currency. Wear its mastery visibly and with conviction.
Total situational awareness requires total data ingestion. See every variable instantly.
Isolate the single, critical variable. All resources shift to this point of friction.
Execute the play with surgical intent. Emotion is an inefficient input in high-stakes strategy. Confirm Trade Protocol 7. Transaction complete. Some plans are too valuable for the network. The deepest strategy lives on paper. Every digital agreement must be sealed with uncompromised, authenticated finality.
Once strategy is executed, the vulnerability must be erased. Destroy all.
The inner circle requires absolute loyalty. Vet for competence, not for comfortable familiarity.
Before the confrontation, master the internal environment. Control your pulse before you control the room.
Own the geometry of the space. Dictate the balance of power before a single word is ever exchanged. Let the opposition reveal their chaos. Your objective is simplicity. Your demand is singular.
The enemy's fear is their greatest vulnerability. Let their haste confirm your absolute advantage.
Never speak from a position of urgency. Let the opposition exhaust their own timeline. The strongest position requires only silence. Let the vacuum of their own anxiety pull the truth from their weakness. Identify the pressure points instantly. Every nervous tick is a clear indicator of their financial tolerance.
The moment of acquisition is earned by patient dominance. Strike only when the opposition has fully self-destructed.
Never linger on the conquest. The energy spent on celebrating is energy diverted from the next move. Flush the adrenaline from the decision. The physical exertion is the immediate antidote to cognitive saturation. The final rinse must be a cold shock. Reset the nervous system to zero before commencing the next phase. Protect the vessel that executes the strategy. Self-maintenance is not a luxury. It is a non-negotiable operational necessity.
Verticality dictates speed. Bypass the infrastructure of the common man and command the airspace instantly.
The most valuable assets travel physically. Your sensitive resources must be beyond all network interception.
Never surrender to transit. All downtime is a critical window for acquiring the knowledge that dictates the future.
All sensitive dialogue demands dedicated hardware. Never trust a public network with proprietary intelligence.
Deliver the command with surgical brevity. The weight of your authority requires zero verbal excess.
Execute Alpha Niner sequence. Target coordinates confirmed.
Sequence initiated.
Logistics must be frictionless. The only measure of success is the speed and silence of the execution.
Wealth must translate into guardianship. Curate the past, because legacy is built from perfect preservation.
Acknowledge the weight of permanence. Every acquisition, from art to artifact, must hold the test of centuries. Refinement is a discipline. Indulge the senses only with the absolute highest standard of crafted, flawless quality. Refuse all diluted choices. The quality of your pause must match the intensity of your execution. The chaos of the empire is merely pattern recognition. Find the invisible vectors of control in the noise. The pause is now terminated. Return to the moment of action with 0 residual attachments. The foundation of all power is invisible infrastructure. Verify the integrity of the data that fuels the command center.
Never trust the unseen connection. Physically verify the integrity of the line that carries the payload.
Anticipate the counter-move before it is conceived. The greatest defense is the relentless simulation of your own destruction.
It's a trap.
The most valuable intelligence is the one that requires a private, untraceable chain, and trust the information, but never the vessel.
The market is merely a simulation. Master the inputs, and the output becomes a predictable consequence.
The next layer of reality is three-dimensional. Analyze the structure. Find the single point where leverage can be applied.
Never rely on fortune. The probability of success must be manually calibrated before the point of no return. Achieve absolute disconnection, and the only way to protect the mind is to temporarily destroy the tether to the network.
Conduct the final self-audit. Every error must be recorded and immediately converted into tactical future instruction.
Fuel the system with optimized, necessary inputs. Eliminate culinary pleasure for maximum, measurable recovery. Achieve sensory deprivation. The most critical 8 hours requires 0 interference from the visual environment. The environment must be engineered for recovery. All ambient variables must submit to the parameters of optimal sleep. The final strategy is submission to recovery. Perfect sleep is the ultimate, non-negotiable weapon for tomorrow's battlefield.
The optimal recovery cycle is now complete. The biological system is fully recharged for immediate, maximum output.
The tools are now refueled for war. You are the master of the devices. They are never the master of your attention. The mind is a machine. Its peak performance demands the precise, unvarying pharmaceutical fuel for the next 8 hours.
The uniform is the weapon. Every thread and seam must reinforce the image of absolute, unassailable preparedness.
The reset is complete. The cycle resumes. Return to the command center to define the metrics of tomorrow. The data is a language. Speak its volatility with velocity and act on the conclusion before the thought is completed.
The plan is immutable. Filter the day's noise against the absolute certainty of the singular, strategic objective.
Leadership requires 0 ambiguity. Deliver the instruction once and ensure that the command is absolute.
The Empire runs on precision, not effort. Your mastery of time dictates the entire geometry of success.
The 24-hour cycle is merely a segment of the lifetime of strategic warfare. The true masters never stop.